that both the person, Socrates, and the phenomena, the reemergence of dialogos as a response to the meaning crisis, um, deserve such in-depth um, effort on my part. So that's an answer to Carol's question. The next question is from Ken Lowry. Your analysis of agape was hugely helpful for me. I'm glad to hear that, Ken. I've been thinking about tying agape to attention. Ooh, let's savor that. That's very juicy. Could you comment and possibly elucidate upon agape as being the optimal orientation of attention, such that the conformity transform action of attention actualizes the highest potential? Yeah, yes, deeply. Plato's Critique of Impure Reason, Love in the Postmodern Predicament. And then I'm right now reading The Catholicity of Reason, which isn't about Catholicism, at least not per se. Catholic originally meant toward the whole. So that work has deepened my appreciation for the role of love in conformity and in attention. Iris Murdoch's book, Sovereignty of the Good, where she says, giving things their due attention. I was mentioning it a few minutes ago about Socrates and Jesus of Nazareth, but giving things their due attention is the epicenter origin of all of our ethical and moral behavior. It's the fundamental orientation. In that sense, it's a primary virtue. Okay, so that's where attention's right there, right? And then she says, love is when you acknowledge the reality of something other than yourself, when you really acknowledge the reality of another. You're attending to a moment when you, not in theory, not in words, that's so easy, right? But actually in attention, in your orientation, that fundamental orientation to reality, you step outside of egocentrism. And there's been this new reading of Aquinas I was unaware of. Again, I'm just learning so much right now. I hope I can do it justice. Conformity is actually union in love, and that what we love, when we love someone, and this is where Merleau-Ponty and Polanyi come in. There's mutual indwelling. If I really love someone and I'm acknowledging them in others as their reality, I indwell that. In the same way that the blind person indwells the cane when they're feeling the floor. Like another person is a doorway to the universe that is otherwise inaccessible to you. That is why when you lose a person and you experience grief, you don't just lose a person, you lose a doorway to a dimension of reality that is closed when that person is lost. And that's why you grieve not just them, but that doorway to the world that closes when their life closes. And so you're indwelling them, but you also allow them to indwell you. You internalize them, like Vervaeke said. They become, you internalize their perspective on you. So the way you are aware of your own consciousness embodies the way they are aware of your mind. And so you internalize them. And you see the conformity? You're indwelling them, they're indwelling you. This is a matter of attention and mind sight and orientation to what is most real. And that's where you get attention and agape coming in, because agape is to give, right? You only give when you give. You're only giving when you give completely, and you give completely when you give something its autonomy, right? And so you indwell, not like you might in eros to consume, but you dwell agapically so as to afford the other. So this is at the epicenter and the horizon of my thinking right now. And so I really appreciated that question. I hope I gave you some indication of how I will proceed to try and answer it more in depth in future work, especially in After Socrates. Okay. Question from, sorry, I'm drying up. I'm going to get a drink of water. I got a little too enthusiastic there.